Hey guys, welcome back to the Adelpratt family channel. So in this video today we're going to be talking a little bit more about real estate. Yeah, we're not going to really show you our house, but per se, but today's video is sponsored by Stellar Power Solar Solution. Notice our feather banner.
Yeah. Alright guys, so we're actually here on an installation, overseeing, ensure that everything is going good, steering the ship. Of course, so this customer, they wanted this pergola to be built, like a coverage for the driveway, and we did that. He's saying that he's gonna paint this thing himself, so he wants to be painted in a dark brown. So he's gonna get that done when he comes, But we're here doing a bit of work, and we've been in discussion about this topic that we want to bring to you today. So we've been talking about this for quite some time. A lot of things we've learned in real estate, and we want to share them with you, because in our journey so far, we've been real estate agents, and we've learned quite a bit. We've seen quite a bit, and hence we're here to share some of what we've learned in real estate thus far. So Cass gonna start,
And if you guys have any questions, you can leave your questions down below. We'll do a part 2. And we'll do these random videos every now and then. Just when we come upon information that we think is very critical or that will be useful to you guys. A similar case that we've been coming up on, and we wanted to share it with you guys because we thought it was very critical. In fact, I wasn't even thinking about it, and an agent said it to me, right? So one of the critical things when you think about buying property, a lot of persons think about expanding, right? In Jamaica. That's one of the first things that they ask. Can I expand? Can I go up? Can I go back? Can I add more rooms? What can I do?
Right.
But do you know that not all expansion are wise expansions?
Yeah, true.
Can you let's think about it. Think about it.
Think about it.
Right?
You expanding, so you buy a property. A lot of times people buy into developments, they don't know what the future holds. Oftentimes, you say you want to expand, you want to build out, look out, make it big, make it nice. Then years to come now, you find yourself, you outgrow the development. You outgrow the neighborhood.
You want to sell.
Then you want to sell. You find that this property that like average homes around the area probably sell for half of what you would, or less than half of what you would want to sell your property for. So this is one thing to be mindful of when you're going into, when you're investing. Ensure that you don't put too much into the home.
You put appropriate investments in the appropriate real estate.
And the location.
So what are we then saying? Don't expand? No. That's not what we're saying. And don't expand big? No, that's not what we're saying. You expand, you do a really good and nice
very nice.
Yes, it looks good. You put fixtures on the inside, you sort it out nice. Now, the value of the home in Quebec manner, your home that you've expanded, you make it in from the 2-bedroom, you make it into a nice 5-bedroom house or a 6-bedroom house, 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom. So you expand into one of these homes and you make it nice, right? The value now of your home in this community has now skyrocketed to 100 million. Now remember, the average price of homes in this community is 30 million, and the home that you put up, the value of it is now 100 million. You now own this $100 million home, but what comes the time, what will happen when you decide to sell? You see, the problem that we often run in with persons who have expanded and have added so much value to the home that they have that it surpasses the community value surrounding them to twice the amount
or more.
Is that those homes are really hard to get a buyer for. So what will happen is that persons will come, the home will be lovely, but they'll be like, wow, this is a really nice house, but the neighborhood is a $30 million neighborhood. So if I'm going to spend $100 million, I'm going to go to a $100 million neighborhood.
Right.
So sometimes there are those small little nuances, and it was the other day I was talking to Adrian about a similar thing. I was talking about expansion, and I was
for our own home. Because before, you know, we thought about, because a lot of people, to be honest, they build up them mansion, right? They buy into a scheme and then build up a mansion. Not necessarily because they need the square footage, but because it's a status symbol. And oftentimes you building a mansion in a particular neighborhood is not necessarily the wisest idea.
So let us discuss it a little bit, and then let us give you another option, some more options, right? So going back to what I was saying, so I was discussing with Adrian, and we're discussing expansion of our home.
Our own home, yeah.
And you know, of course, you know, so we have
idea how we want it big, and I know we always wanted to say, you know, we want one nice fancy place upstairs, a big ensuite, this walk-in closet,
we got our
fancy,
ideas.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
The ideas them. It's coming.
Yeah.
And then Adrian said something to me. And I was like, what? Adrian was like, so Cass, you go do the house here to the point where we cannot resell. That's what he said. In essence, that's what he said to me. And I thought about it, and I was like, what? But then I didn't give it much thought, like, yeah, you're right, until afterwards, like, even like as we go after we're getting listings and we're seeing different homes, we're realizing that what Adrian said in that instant is true. Adrian, you were right. Yeah. Nobody take it like you're not always right, okay? Just that one instant, you were right. Yeah. Adrian was spot on the ball. If it is possible for you to expand and to expand out of the price bracket of the neighborhood. Yeah. And then if persons are looking to buy, it's a really nice house, but then we have to do, you have to tone down the cost of your property.
So you might end up having to sell at a loss.
At a loss.
Sell below value, because you do an evaluation.
Yes.
It value 80 million.
Yes.
So you say, right,
but it's a $30 million neighborhood.
Yeah, you say, all right, I spend, when you look on the amount of money when you spend on the place, you spend 60 or 70 odd million. But the people them say, yeah man, them like the place. In fact, you probably don't even get a lot of interest because the $80 million price where you put on it.
For the area.
A lot of persons not necessarily want to buy
be like, what? You know?
Yeah.
So that is something to consider. I mean, we all want it, and of course you can do expansion, but just note that the neighborhood that you live in, the type of expansion, when you're ready to resell, you might not get the figure that your house is valued when it's time to resell. So look at the community. Yeah, man. And of course, to look at the average income of persons, or the lifestyle, you want to call it that? The status class. We're classes. The average income.
Ultimately, we don't want to seem classes, but we live in a classist society, a classist environment. You have to look at the type of people that are living around and the type of persons that would want to buy into such a community and the type of income that they'll have. So if the income of the people, the price for the real estate will surpass the income of the average person that will be living in the community, then maybe it's not a wise idea. So we really have to look into these things.
So some food for thought. Look at the community. If the community are them places there where everybody is going 5 or 6 bedrooms, 2 to 3 stories, and the average value of the community is going to be like $100 million, then that can be one of your your ceiling cap. If the average price of the community is selling for $30 million, then your cap for your expansion can be like a $45 million. You know what I mean? Like you can cap the amount of expansion that you do. What are the other options? The other options are you have to look at your investment. So if you know that you're in this for the long haul, you're not gonna move, you're not gonna sell for now. This is my forever home. I make it nice and bossy. I'm gonna sit down in it and enjoy the niceness. If you know that you're gonna live out your investment, fine. If you know that you are planning a way for you to recoup your investment, I'm doing all this, but I'm also planning a way for me to recoup my investment of this property. And it is possible for you to gain income from the property that is sufficient for you, for the money that you put in, fine. what are the other options? The other options are that you can spread that wealth and gain more capital, more interest on your money. So, for example,
more real estate. Acquiring more real estate.
More real estate.
Yes, and I'm glad Cass bring up this point. And this video, when I really plan it out, just attack.
Yeah.
It is important to note that, I mean, in the past, a lot of persons to think about getting your one home, making it your mansion, make it nice. But we realize sometimes that is not necessarily a wise investment.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to spread your risk around a bit. You buy one house here, so you buy piece of land in our next area that you think is up and coming. A lot of times people build 4, 5, 6 bedroom house because they are planning for their kids as well. And the moment the children get big, them gone. So you end up now with an emptiness, one big 6 bedroom house, and you and your partner alone living there. You pray so the grandparents them come look for you. You get me I say? So think about that, spread your real estate capital around, not just invest it in the one area. Spread it around. You can probably buy a couple houses in the same neighborhood if you want.
Expand your home, but don't expand your home outside of the purchasing capacity of the persons who averagely live in that home, in that community. And so, I say your house can nicer and more expensive than your neighbors. I'm not saying that.
But be careful, be mindful.
Don't build a $100 million house in a $30 million neighborhood. Like, just be careful how you do that. Like, you can build it up, make it nice, make it fancy, make it look good and whatever. And we can sell it for you for a really good price. But then when you put so much into that home that it expands so far above, you're just not gonna get your return on that money.
And as Cass said before, certain people with certain budget might see your home and say, yeah, it look nice, but me don't want to invest it in another neighborhood there. Simply put. And we've been in real estate, we see that time and time again.
So another thing that we've been coming across.
All right.
Bye. So something else that we've come across that we think is really important is who goes on a title. Now, if you are buying real estate with somebody, as long as they are, if you're using a mortgage, for example, you're using your NHT benefits, somebody else said them are going to give you them benefits, they are going to be on the title with you. All right? But you did all of these homeowner stuff. You paid all the bills, you did everything. But the fact is, by law, if you're going to sell that property, that person is a half owner and has to, by law, sign on to it. You can't sell a house behind somebody back. It's not legal. And we cannot be a part of that. That is illegal. Okay?
Basically, Cass saying, you don't know what the future holds, especially if they are not financing. If you're joint financing, no problem, because no man is an island. So you want to help everybody come together, join hands,
and it's easier,
and accumulate well together. No problem with that. But there are situations where, like for example, a mother buy a property and put the children onto the title. Right?
You guys never foresee this as being a problem, did you? Did you?
Exactly. Well, in the future, down the line, you were hoping that, your children would have come up and make good of themselves and them acquire some real estate with you too. Persons thought and the thought process changed. Like persons, a lot of time when I hear people talking about it and they're like, oh, I put it is like, I don't want when I'm dead, I get my property. No, that's not the correct way to do it. All right, so let me tell you, let's talk about the problem, then let's talk about the solution. So the problem with this is, you're in your 30s like us, we buy property, our children are very young. We put them name on the title. When those children become 18 and 20, we now want to sell our home. You cannot sell your home without your child signing on to that title, because he is a legal owner equal to you on the title. The problem is this: persons later on want to liquidate their investments, but we find that their children are a hindrance. Sometimes some children, not all. There are very good children out there where they say anything you say, mommy, we are go with the flow.
And you have some children out there that are in the mental, that have good reasoning ability and that research. And we can go to them parents and say, mommy, we know we have the house here and whatever, but let's sell this. I have an idea and so forth. So we have good children out there. But we have seen situations, and it's more than one of them, more than 3 of them. Like the percentage of parents coming in and having a really big problem that they never foresaw, putting their child on their homes.
Title.
To the title of their homes that they now want to sell because they want to make another investment somewhere else. But that child decides, say, him or she not go work, and this is a place for him to live, and for him and his girlfriend, and all is like he's just gonna take that home. He's gonna take it. That is mine. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna live there. But you're saying I want to pull my investment. I'm young enough. I want to pull my investment and do something else with it. You can't.
Or you say, boy, you want to sell one of real estate and enjoy life a little bit.
Yes.
You know, but of course you're not the only one onto the title. We've seen that literally where people want just liquidate some assets to do a cruise or
they are old now.
Old, them say, boy, my clock I tick, me probably soon pass on. Me just want to live little life, you know?
Yeah. So they've said, I'm going to liquidate one of my properties so that I can just see if I can enjoy a little bit of my life. I've worked so hard. But then their grown children have then said, no, I think I like this property. I want to keep it so that when you die, I can sell it. And I can have the profit. And I know it's sad, but the fact is, whosoever you put on the title must sign on to you selling it. And you might want to sell for various reasons. You might want to do various things in your life. What are we saying then? This is a problem. You work for it, you have the right to do whatever you want to do with it.
Right.
And to give you that ability.
So what's the right way? What we're saying is?
The right way to do it is to make a will or to make a trust. You make a will, you then do your will. This house belongs to so and so and so. Your young son, yes, I feel them own. So if anything should happen to me, God forbid, this is theirs. The better way to do, and with the will, you can always update it.
You can update it.
If you feel like 10 years down the line, you change your mind and you say, Lord, I don't want to give you a pitney, I'm going to him workless. His mother bite him.
His mother scold him. Say, you're too bad. She just give him a little nip and then she run and left him.
Oh, jeez. Him feel it too, you know?
Yeah.
Still a ball. Anyways, if you decide in the future, I want to change my will, you
the mother
can
bite
always
him.
do it.
And the mother, she run and so she just bite him and then she run and left. She just scold him.
The little one here.
And the mother that.
Mother. Oh. So when my bite at the little something them for?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to make a will, you can always change it later on if you change your mind. You can make a trust.
Or even if you have the will and you sell the property, the will automatically void. That voided, is it me I say? Yeah.
And in that way too, if you have a will, you can leave one property to multiple people without having multiple people on the title. Because we've seen that as being a contentious issue as well, where one child is on this title, the others are not on there, and they're like, yeah, but when you're gone, him alone I get the house here, and him decides that him not sell the house. Right? So anyways.
Because like probably the parent are the eldest child, but down the line she end up with 2, 3 more. In her mind, she wanted that eldest child to share with the younger one them. But when she leave the world,
it's only
one real owner is there. So she does hope now that
he will
that
share
eldest
or she will
child
share.
will do the honorable thing, in which must happen because people can become greedy. And if the relationship among everybody is not as you hope it would have been when you were signing up for that property, then you'll have a big problem. So ultimately, we have to make wise decisions in real estate. You love your children, but do things in the right way.
You have to look at your children as well and just know. I think one of the best way to do it is have no problem, no squabble when you're dead, no, you can't fight about nothing. It's when you make a little trust, or you make your will, and you know say the house there, and those 20%, 40%, 50%, and that's it. Nobody can cuss over nothing because you've already done your work. What about a trust? a trust is really good. A trust is even better. You're able to manipulate a trust even probably better than doing a will.
Yeah.
Because if you do a will, you don't have to go to a lawyer every time you want to
And
change it.
yeah.
With a trust, you can make a trust and you can make beneficiaries. So you can have beneficiaries in the trust, and your beneficiaries can be your children, your husband, your mother, your father. You can make them beneficiaries with all the stipulations on how they get the money, if they do, and at what points, what are the standards for them getting that money. Like you can say, this money here, just in case something should happen to me, God forbid, this should be sold, and that should be put in investment so that it can finance him throughout his life until
Right.
he's 18. Then this amount of money is for his education. You can do that through a trust. What are the benefits also? The benefit also is that you can buy and sell and enter into the trust. So for example, you have a little one dead house, right? Let me say one dead house. Maybe you have a one dege house, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the trust, you have one house, but God has blessed you and you're now able to have 2 houses to add to that one. They can all go in the trust.
Automatically.
Yeah, they can go in the
It's
trust.
like an estate.
So yeah, so it can the value of the trust can increase and decrease without you having to do all those tax payments and transfer of titles, because then it gets messy when you have multiple homes and then maybe you put John Brown name on that title here.
Yes.
The next cycle put Charmaine name on it, but then the value of the properties are different, and then listen, it can just get messy. And then you can become this nice 60 odd year old or 70 odd year old person who does work hard and want to enjoy the little last of your life, and yeah, you're gonna leave something for them. But they in their mind have said you have 3 houses, and the 3 houses them don't have it in their mind where they are gonna do with the 3 houses.
They want to sell it long before
So
you even.
them already are planning for the dead left before the dead even dead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be a problem if their name is on the title. Cause them are gonna must be that period, that child that says I ain't something. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're here, with this installation. As we always say, you have to plan. If you buy a scheme house, things are a little different. But if you're building a home, do it in such a way that you make preparation for solar. This particular home, right? It's built by Chemtech. They actually, so the breaker is right here, all right, and the utility area is all the way at the back of the building. It's far away, right? So it's like we are on the next side. So you have to run trunking all over the place and stuff like that. You don't really want that. So what we ended up having to do is basically run trunking around the exterior of the building up against the eave here. Mind you, the wires aren't in yet, but we have a trunking. So we are run with trunking and enter through here, continue here to our utility area. So this is the inverter, and we're gonna be putting up some batteries down here, right? So what I'm basically saying, if you're building a home, ensure that you make preparation for solar. Have the electrician put the breaker in an area that can house the solar. It will make life a lot easier for you in the end, and make your installation look a lot neater and everything. Because you don't want to be building a home and then after you're done building now, you have trunking, running all over the place. It just kind of defeat the purpose, But we were able to achieve this, or we will achieve a clean installation with what we have here. Yeah, man. So we have a nice pergola out at the front. All right, so we brought in the woodwork guys to build this pergola. The owner had this idea, and it's a good idea, double as a car coverage plus, for the solar panels. A lot of the solar panels will go over on top of that as well, So yeah, so the guys up on top of the roof, they're putting up the additional panels, and yeah, so we are finished up, guys,
Yeah, so we basically wanted to leave those little gems with you guys that we've seen and give you guys alternatives. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section, and we'll see if we can answer those questions as well. Yeah. And if you are interested in real estate or in stellar power, coming in to do your solar system, let us know. Our information can be found running along the bottom of this video and also in the description box below. So if you own property, it's very and extremely important that you know exactly what you're doing with them. All right? Get in the habit of getting your will done. Nothing is wrong with that. I think people just think you're old people with money alone do that. But as long as you have anything in life, you must try to make sure you plan your estate properly so that your family will be well taken care of. And I think that is where our parents run into difficulties because they must say, yeah, man, I know when my dead, my people them can't get what I have. And this and that the story there. But you've never thought about what happened when your child becomes an adult and you guys have separate or different views, or even if he becomes an adult but you're no longer the only influence in his life, are you? So somebody is tell him to do the opposite of what you want. You say, hey, I'm gonna sell, sign this paper, but somebody else is saying no. I must say, yeah, that. If to sell it, then you know to say, you're going to lose all the money there. You're going to lose all the value of the house. You're not going to have no house again. And guys, raise children who are independent.
Yeah.
We can't stress that, That's one of my biggest fears is raising people that are dependent. What them supposed to be independent. Them supposed to can help me. Them supposed to help to better me. At our age right now, we have to be beneficial to our parents.
We're going to show you a little bit of Colbert Manor. All right, guys?
Yes.
We came to this development. Well, I think I did. I think Cass was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
When I came to this development and promoted it, right? The owner of this home, he stated that, we were the ones that, made him aware of this development and bought in, So, we give thanks in my support to business, Stellar Power Solar Solutions. So, yeah, I'm going to show you a little bit of Colbert Manor, right? Yeah, so back then, these homes they started at 13 million, if memory serves, right? I remember there were some persons in the comments, oh, too expensive, we now buy it. Wow. All kind of story people come with sometimes, discourage persons from making wise financial decisions, But see Colbert Manor here now, looking quite lovely, quite nice,
yeah. And rapidly appreciating.
And rapidly appreciating too.
Value. So
exactly.
Everybody who had invested at that time, they are now able to,
if they want,
sell back and get
equity, yeah, man. No, double and close to triple, yeah.
Yeah, the value of what they bought into.
Yes.
And let me say this too, no. You see them people who come and really say agents video and I call them scammers and thieves. You must behave on yourself.
Yeah.
You must behave on yourself, yeah? Behave on yourself. And you must make sure say you use social media for brighten on life. Get little knowledge, knowledge and little insight, man. People are present information too, and all they do is present negativity. And the world I run well for and they know what you come to me and say. Only the foreign people them buy up the house them.
Yeah.
But that's not true, Jamaicans are buying but not as fast as foreigners.
Probably not as fast,
why?
but Jamaicans are, yeah.
So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say stop complaining and start strategizing. If the homes are selling for this, how can I buy one?
Think about
there are
it,
so many ways for us as Jamaicans to buy. Foreigners are coming together, strangers, and let me just stop for this one.
Yeah.
Strangers who don't know nothing about each other are coming together to buy real estate in Jamaica because they can't afford it by themselves. And some of us live down here and we are family members and we can't even buy real estate together. And I'm saying you don't need to just change the mentality, change how you think because this
so
is
we
not.
We not say, I mean, if one person outlay the finances to put other persons on the title, we're not saying that. You come together. you together own this real estate, purchase this real estate, right?
And you guys have to know what this is. This is money. It can be business. It means that you guys have to have an understanding. You don't have to start live good with people. If 2, 3 of you come together and own this home right here, so you have the understanding that this is our home. We are going to do this and that to it. We are going to expand to this degree. So all 3 of us can live here comfortable. Or family, we can afford it as individual families, but 2 families can come together and can buy this house. We can expand it. And I do see Jamaicans doing this, but not enough. And then again, some of we live so bad with each other. You understand?
Yeah.
So
look at that house over there. It's nice, eh? Look at the landscaping and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Very minimal. Grass and so on to maintain, you know. Them leave a little thing from the side and in the middle, you know.
Just enough.
Just enough, yes.
Just enough. So we're saying that there are real estate out there for everybody. And the next thing too, I want to know if you look at me with that one here. The next thing too. Remember, like how you buy a car? You can't buy the Mercedes, you have to just buy the Honda. And it's the same thing come to house. So nobody come now the people them advertising real estate for $100 million and a oh, them
people,
this and them that were poor people. This is not a poor people house. It's not poor people house. I mean, I wonder if you don't realize it's like a poor people house.
And
yeah?
everything of a poor people. But say the people ever show them fancy development in that type, but what poor
and
people can't afford larges and things.
I put them down. I talk about people that scam and them a thief. This is not your house. No, we now say you cannot aspire towards it. But aspiring and then costing me is 2 different things. You're not aspire towards nothing, you're not work towards nothing, you're not a cost because you can't afford it.
Yeah.
But this is not for you. There are homes for everybody. So if you have $7 million, you can buy land.
Or buy a piece of, exactly, buy a piece of land and you start
you go on again,
room by room.
Put your partner down.
Of course.
Put in your plan. Start the flooring. Put it up. Within 5 years, you can move in. Now, if that is what you have to do, you work your process.
And you just do what you have to do.
If you have $50 million, you buy a $50 million house, brother. But don't come on that people $100 million page and be going off. That's not what you do. Like, it doesn't spell common sense. You can't see a man driving BMW and I say, them thieving people here, oh, they must have said car for $26 million.
Afford that.
Me can't afford a BMW. But me not gonna ever talk about nobody.
Well, you can't afford it, but you choose not to. You choose not to buy it.
anything when me not have, me not cost nobody will have it.
Yeah.
You meet the people with them nice, done. I say, go on, I'm a friend.
Yeah.
And guess what? You see, if you have something that I can't afford now, I'm not bad mind you. I say, yes, girl, go on. Because guess what? You see, seeing you being able to afford it, it somehow inspires me.
You're not bad mind, baby.
We can do it too.
Yeah.
One day, I'm work towards it. But no matter come on, I need people video and then be basically bashing people. And people who do this are people who are not making preparations to own a home. Because you see, while and I need the video a bash, people are calling and say, hey, I like this home. In fact, sometimes the people them who buy the house them now comment.
They don't comment.
They don't comment.
They make them move.
Them just call.
So while they are complaining, the development are still off a gone left, you know?
Yeah, and you guys didn't make any headway.
Call back man a year. Remember some of the comments in the video.
This is our banner, guys. Stella Power there. And we're doing good things. So get on board. This is the next big thing that we want Jamaicans to be cued in on. And that is solar energy.
Buy the house.
Yeah.
Buy the house. Get your solar installed same time. Yeah, man.
So you have no JPS business. In your house, you can run your AC. You don't have to in there fan. You don't have to have the fan juke up in front of your face, Adrian, right?
Yep.
Because Jamaica be hot, man.
Yeah.
So, this is it, guys. Stella Power is here. The Delpratt family was happy to have you over here. Just know that no matter your situation, there is a possibility and you need to find it. Your job is to find your solution to your problem. So if I also there is a solution for you. Okay?